The New York Knicks have a chance to close out the NBA Finals on the road in San Antonio tonight. And if they're trailing by double digits late, I think it's fair to say they got them right where they want them. San Antonio will be a 5-point favorite. The total sits at 216.5. And man, the Spurs were up 81-52 in the third quarter of Game 4. And I was rubbing my hands together. I was thinking, all those Knicks fans that have been giving me a hard time, surely by now they see that I was right all along. Well, we all know how that played out. We'll have a look, put it into a picture's worth 1,000 words, let's say. Yeah. Unfortunate for me. I don't know who to blame. De'Aaron Fox should have never taken that shot. He should have held on to the ball. You'd expect Victor Wembanyama to make at least one of those two free throws. But I think at the end of the day, we have to blame Mitch Johnson. He's the coach. It's his responsibility. And the blown leads, I mean, you look at the leads, every game they've lost in this series, they've had double-digit leads at one point. Two of those games, double-digit leads late. Inexcusable for Mitch Johnson. I wish that I could put it into words how I felt after Game 4. Unfortunately, once again, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And this is exactly how I felt after Game 4 of the NBA Finals. And I'm sure Knicks fans are rubbing their hands together, telling me, I told you so. Well, I have no words. Wembanyama, 24 points, 9 of 25 from the field, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. What's he doing shooting those threes? I don't mind if he takes 4 or 5 or half a dozen. 8 is at least 2 too many for me. 13 rebounds. The Spurs actually shot the ball fairly well, particularly from beyond the arc. They shot 42% from the field, 40% from beyond the arc, but perhaps relying on that 3-point shot when you're up almost 30 points is a recipe to let your opponent come back in the game. Mitch Johnson has just been thoroughly outcoached this entire series by Mike Brown. And I don't know what else. I can't get excited about backing the Spurs here, even at home in Game 5. But is there reasons to back the Spurs? Yeah, there's a few. For example, Game 6 tickets, the ticket prices will be through the roof. The revenue, there's a lot of money on the line, and it doesn't come to fruition unless we see a Game 6. I certainly expect to see the extender, the equalizer, the officials. Mike Brown complained about a minor free throw disparity in Game 3. I think he's in for a major disparity here in Game 5. San Antonio, pretty good off a loss in these playoffs. They're 5-2 straight up, coming off a loss. They're 7-0 straight up and 7-0 against the spread in the first quarter coming off the loss. And we've cashed that bet a few times. I've given you that bet in these videos. In the regular season, one of the best in the NBA coming off a loss, 20-9 against the spread coming off a loss in the regular season. So there's reasons to back the Spurs if you can stomach it. We'll talk about the New York Knicks, but before we do, let me tell you about a few promotions we have available right now at Wager Talk. The road to football is the best bargain available at the moment. It'll get you every pick with every sport from now until the NFL kickoff week 1. And of course, that will include a handful of NHL and NBA finals games, perhaps. The bulk of the Major League Baseball season, we got CFL football. We also will have college football in late August. And for those of you who don't know, I cover every single college football game, week 0 and week 1 on the Wager Talk TV channel. I've done that a couple years in a row now. It's been highly successful. Don't be afraid to go to the archives and check that out. Really excited about that. That'll kick off in July. But yeah, you'll get week 1 and week 0 for college football involved in this package. And World Cup, if you haven't heard, the World Cup is on. The United States with a big 4-1 win over Paraguay last night. And all access World Cup packages available for any of the great handicappers at Wager Talk and affiliated sites like Picks and Parlays, Winners and Winers, myself included. I am the #1 profit handicapper with the World Cup dating back to 2022. I cashed in 7 straight winners in the knockout rounds, the semis, the quarters, and the final in the last World Cup. And #1 profit dating back to the beginning of the last World Cup here at Wager Talk. We kicked off this tournament with a winner on Mexico. I did not get involved in yesterday's games, but I do have 3 plays available today if you want to grab that World Cup package. We're going to be awful busy with World Cup the next few weeks. Let's get back into the game. Let's talk about the New York Knicks. Of course, like I say, if they're trailing by double digits late, they got them right where they want them. The Knicks shot 46% from the field, 47% from beyond the arc. Jalen Brunson had 36 points, 12 of 25 shooting, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. However, it wasn't Jalen Brunson that stole the show. It was OG Anunoby, 33 points, 10 of 15 from the field, 7 of 9 from beyond the arc. And there's been some movement in the finals MVP odds. I've been saying the whole way, it's either going to be Brunson or Wemby. Regardless of who deserves the award, we know the league likes the more marketable player to get the award. So even a lot of people were talking up Karl Anthony Towns. At the end of the day, the league doesn't want Karl Anthony Towns to be the finals MVP ahead of Jalen Brunson. Even if he deserved it, they weren't going to give it to him. But I think that ship has sailed. He's now priced at 40-1. Brunson is the favorite at -115, but OG Anunoby plus 210. I'm telling you, if OG Anunoby has a bigger game tonight and the Knicks close it out tonight, I think he's going to cash that ticket. I think OG could actually, the storylines, the game winners. He has a game-saving block followed by a game-winning tip-in the pivotal Game 4. He saved the Knicks. If the Knicks did not win Game 4, this series is over. Spurs got home court back. Knicks are reeling. That was my handicap, and it all went up in smoke with that De'Aaron Fox trying to lay up when he doesn't need to score, and his coach. Yeah, again, we'll have to show that image maybe one more time. That's me right now. Anyways, how do we play this game? That's what everybody's here for, right? Well, I did say in my last video in Game 4, the best bet was not the Spurs. It was Dylan Harper over points and rebounds. He got there with ease. He's now played 30-plus minutes in 3 straight games. He's been going over his points, PRA, points, rebounds. Of course, those numbers keep going up because he keeps hitting the over. Where it hasn't gone up that much, that significantly, is his points total. His points total for tonight's game is 14.5. And to put it in perspective, he's gone over that. He's gone over his points number in 5 of his last 6 games, but he's averaging 32 minutes a game in his last 3. And this is a guy that averaged 22 minutes per game in the regular season. He's averaged 26.5 minutes per game in the postseason. So even though they bumped up that number a little bit, I don't think they've bumped it up enough relative to the minutes he's playing. He's feeling it. He's been one of their better players. Oh man, would I have loved to see Dylan Harper with the ball in the final seconds instead of De'Aaron Fox in Game 4, but we can't turn back time, can we? So Dylan Harper over 14.5 points is going to be the best bet for this video. I will point out that the Spurs are 7-0 straight up and 7-0 against the spread in the first quarter when coming off a loss. I certainly think it's worth a look for the Spurs for the first quarter. As far as the full game, I have no appetite to bet on the Spurs at this point. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you've got anything to say to me, even if it's nasty, hit me up in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.